The spat between friends turned foes spiraled with both billionaires, Elon Musk and President Donald Trump, targeting each other openly. In the latest, Elon Musk made a bombshell claim on Thursday on his social media platform X, saying that Trump has not made the Jeffrey Epstein files public because he's on it. It is due to that reason that details and findings of the investigations have not been made public, he wrote. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out, the Tesla CEO added. Musk also went on to agree to a post calling for President Trump to be impeached. Musk's tweets come hours after Donald Trump on Thursday met with the German Chancellor in the Oval Office and spoke candidly about his disappointment with Elon Musk. Take a listen.
And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is. And again, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest economic development moves anywhere. We've never done anything like it.
And here's more twist to the tale. President Donald Trump is now threatened to cut government contracts and subsidies to Elon Musk's companies. Trump escalated the feud by threatening to use the US government to hurt Musk's bottom line. Reacting to this, Elon Musk took to X and tweeted, "In light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately." The billionaire is feuding with Trump over the former's criticism of the Republican tax cut bill, formerly known as the Big Beautiful Bill. Trump suggested that Musk's opposition stems from the bill's proposal to eliminate consumer tax credits for electric vehicles, a move that could directly impact Tesla's sales. Take a look. Listen.
You know, Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles, and they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy.
Musk, on the other hand, maintains that his opposition is based on fiscal responsibility, arguing the bill would balloon the federal deficit. Let me quickly go across to my deputy managing editor, Karthikeya Sharma. Karthikeya, very good morning to you. Let's get straight to it. Let's start with Elon Musk's serious allegation. He says that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Is Musk weaponizing Epstein's name for political revenge? And Karthikeya, if Trump's name was in those sealed files, wouldn't it have surfaced by now?
You see, there are a couple of things. For example, the past of Donald Trump as a real estate developer is something very well documented in American history, whether it's case of suppressing his liaison with a hooker or the Moscow files, or the fact that, Trump had led a different life before joining politics is very well documented. Now, Epstein issue is slightly different. Epstein issue is also about underage girls being sexually exploited. And that also involved Prince Andrews of the United Kingdom. So that makes it even more problematic for Trump because it requires criminal prosecution. Soliciting with another woman can also be a matter of crime in some country, but it becomes a matter of ethics. But underage girls being lured for sex acts and then forced to do it was a different ballgame. It's for this reason Henry Epstein committed suicide, and Epstein's associate is serving a life imprisonment in New York penitentiary. So it's very damaging. Now, secondly, it's also I would say, comment on or a commentary on the American political process. I mean, so one day Musk and Trump are friends, and the second day they're fighting like this. I think the American presidency has become a bit of a joke. This is not the way to run presidency. And third thing, it's a serious, I would say, message to other leaders of the third world, second world, first world, that, friendship with Trump or relationship with Trump is going to be extremely transactional in nature. And it's not going to rub off your shoulder well if you're going to show your proximity with Trump, because that sort of a bonding is not respected. And I think it's also a departure in American politics, despite all the scandals in America, American presidents have displayed some form of formal decency. But in this case, it all seems to be missing. We entertained Donald Trump in India thinking that Donald Trump is extremely close to the president. Imagine now we will have to again recalibrate as to who is close to Donald Trump. So it's very problematic that a man who is running the most powerful country in the world has made it a bit of a joke. And when we talk about Epstein, it's a very serious charge he has made. And if the charge is true, that his name figures in it, then it's going to be very, very problematic for Donald Trump, at least in the narrative. It's very difficult to impeach American presidents. Nixon is one, I would say, exception in the entire case. He would have been because the Watergate scandal exposed him of his criminality. But in this case, it's going to be a long haul because American Constitution is pretty, I would say, difficult to change and deal with. It's not flexible like Indian Constitution. It's a democratic laggard that way. So yes, it's a political issue for Trump, Neha, and I would say more than the reflection of Trump, it's more a reflection of the state of American presidency today, the state of American democracy today.
Right. Karthikeya, I have one more question to ask you on the Epstein files. Why are those files still sealed? And if the system isn't protecting someone, what else is it? Why are we letting this secrecy fuel speculation? And Karthikeya, most importantly, if there's even a chance that Musk is right, don't the American people deserve to know what's in those files?
Neha, American people, if I have to, put it lightly, deserve to know a lot of things. But, see, when rich and powerful, important people are involved, you don't get to investigate everything in a go because rich and powerful people are involved. So in this case, it's going to be a bit of a problem because first of all, the case has already been prosecuted. A person has been convicted. Trump's name was nowhere part of the narrative. If someone says that Trump is saying that first without any charge, there can be a defamation on Elon Musk. Secondly, there was no reportage on Trump in context of a name, his name being there. So it's a bit of surprise that Elon Musk is doing that. And secondly, a lot of people can always say that the grapes have turned sour for Elon Musk. He's personally attacking, but I think he may have eaten more than he can chew because it's easy to be on good terms with American president, but really it's a difficult thing it's a tough thing if you're on a bad note with the American president because ultimately the executive powers which American president wields is far bigger than any other premier. He combines military, executive, and legislative strength, which makes American democracy pretty peculiar and unique.
Right. And Karthikeya, Trump says Musk has gone crazy. Musk says Trump is being ungrateful. It's honestly difficult to say who's losing grip here. Now, these two were allies not long ago, like you also said, and now Musk wants Trump impeached. Would you say this is a personal payback or a deeper political crack? What else is it? What is it?
I think Trump and Musk were treating this relationship like some CEOs in a partnership. But this cannot be the case because ultimately, when you run a presidency, you are not being the CEO of a company. And if you are a CEO of a company, and if you're working with the president, it doesn't mean that you get to make those decisions and you can make when you are running your own company. You are dealing with public money, you are dealing with public trust, you are dealing with limited time, you are dealing with scrutiny, accountability, and those are all available to the public to see in future. So I think they are getting the game a little wrong, and the transactions, the trade-oriented to the presidency, which Trump thought will begin with a great footing, has come to a very tawdry end because none of the states are listening, and neither Russia is listening nor Ukraine is listening. Most friends have turned foes. So I would say that isolationist politics of America has done it a great disfavor. In fact, America stands isolated because of Trump, and with these charges, it corrodes his credibility. It doesn't affect the Trump because that's his last presidency. American Constitution bars someone from running for the third time. So Trump also knows. And secondly, no one goes after a retired president. So the second term you have, you do what you want to do. That's how American presidency functions.